I have my little bag of props. It makes me feel secure. So I'm Alice, and I got asked to be here, I think, because of my involvement, my community involvement with recycling up in Lincoln County, which, for those of you who don't know, it's an hour north of here. Has anyone been there? Okay. No, it's fabulous up there. We come here to shop when we have to. True. But in about 10 years ago, no, about 30 years ago, I moved here. And I tried to get recycling going a few times through those years, and just it wasn't, you know, there wasn't the perfect storm. It just couldn't happen. And then 10 years ago, that storm happened. There was a group of us who got together, and as my dear and departed friend Carol Tapp, who was a huge push on this, said, it was a group of friends over lunch who just decided that we could do something about this. And it took a lot of determination, and we were starting at ground zero. We had a lot of help from Dusty, who was a great mentor to us on how to do. We started with doing recycling drives. So 4 times a year, we got a trailer that that we borrowed from somebody. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because the wheel fell off once. I mean, this was a shoestring operation. And we got some super sacks, which are those big white sacks that you see. And we set up in parking lots, and people would come and bring their plastic. At that time, it was plastic 1 and 2, aluminum, steel, and paper. And we would cart it down to Valley Recycling down here. And then we got a grant working with the soil and conservation people up there to buy these trailers. The city donated a little parking lot to us. We had volunteers create this beautiful sign for it, and so then all of a sudden we had these trailers that we could collect waste in, but it was still volunteer time that was doing a lot of the work. We did get the county to agree to bring the recyclables down to the Flathead. So that was a plus. Then fast forward a couple years, we started backing out of it because the take-home message for community recycling is that it's not a volunteer operation. It's dirty. I mean, diapers should not be in a recycling can, but they are because it looks like a trash can, you know, and it's gross. And people, volunteers, you know, bless their hearts. I work with a lot of volunteers, and I'm one myself. We're volunteers, you know. Sometimes life gets in the way of, I said I was going to go and I was going to clean out the recycling bin. Well, I can't because my kid's sick, you know. It just happens. So anyway, finally, after a few years, 5 or 6 years, we kind of backed out of it. And as one of the guys at the dump, who's kind of a curmudgeon anyway, said, yeah, you forced this on us. I'm like, I didn't force anything on you, but the county took it over. And so now the guys at the dump are responsible for taking the trailer that is up at this, still in the recycling place, down to, now it goes to Libya. It doesn't have to come to the Flathead because thanks to this wonderful guy named Jerry Snell, who was at Kootenai Disposal. And he's not anymore, but he's with Valley. Anyways, he negotiated it so that for a period of time we were able to collect plastics 1 through 7, while the Flathead was only collecting 1 and 2. We were pretty proud of that, as well as all the other stuff. And then it was, instead of coming to the Flathead, Kootenai Disposal took over the stuff in Eureka, and so it made our recycling easier. It was more cost effective, and it was really the glory years. And now we are back to not quite so gloriful things. You know, 2018 just sucked for recycling. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a recycled fashion show, and every year we do an outfit. I'm not going to get into that, but that year I created an outfit that was based around the Queen's song, Another One Bites the Dust. And it was made out of things that we could no longer recycle. Plastic, colored paper, we can't recycle colored paper. And I would really like to speak to Jen from Evergreen about, because they're doing, now Valley is doing our recycling, Valley down in the Flathead, but our rules are different. We can't recycle any plastic up there, so no plastic up there. But people who want to recycle plastic bring it to the Flathead. It's back to how it was 30 years ago. If you wanted to recycle, you had to collect it and bring it down to Pacific Steel. So we're kind of backtracking that way. We can recycle cardboard, but I just found out that because of the price of cardboard, one of the supermarkets that has for 10 years, they have been recycling cardboard for our community and baling it, all at their own expense. It's the price went from, they paid $25 a bale to, it just went up to $125 a bale. So we can't do that anymore at Stein's. We can still do it through the county. So that's a change. And we used to be able to commingle all our paper. Now we can't do that. We can't recycle colored paper up there. All you can do is white office paper. It has to be in its own little bin. And in newspaper and magazines, it's all separate bins. And so, as you can imagine, people just can't be bothered, you know. Some people do, and they're fabulous. But our making it more difficult to recycle again has made our recycling go down. And one of the questions I get asked all the time, and really glad that Dave's here, is why can't we do glass? And now that I was so excited to see that there is an opportunity in the Valley again, and I wish you luck with that. Again. And so, but anyway, the thing is, yes, it can happen, and it has been a struggle, but it's wonderful, and there, you know, some of our greatest advocates from Lincoln County are at the back of the room there, who've come all the way to see this, and we're pretty passionate about it there. But my big push these days is where the props come in, is, you know, reduce your use, for crying out loud. We can all do it. There are ways to do it. I can do it living 70 miles north of here, and so can you, and everybody should. Okay, so we've done some things. Okay, like, look, you know, do you really need a bag for your fruits and vegetables? I mean, you know, maybe for the cherries. But if you do need a bag, you can make one, or they do sell them. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can buy. Made out of a t-shirt. The Chico bags, because everybody's like, oh, I always forget my bag. It's like, okay, well, they come with a little hook on them. And this was, we've partnered with a lot of people, and this is where I get into it, is this one was partnered with Heaven's Peak Organic and our Creative Arts Center up there. We bought some together, we sold them as fundraisers for years. Lovely bright colors, cute little bag. Another one is the Recycle Eureka. The Recycle Eureka is the nonprofit that was started 10 years ago to umbrella all of this stuff. And we did some bags. These are the Lions. Pride, our team, local high school team is the Lions. Why it's an African lion in Montana, I'll never understand. But, and because we use their logo, which is fabulous, which was designed locally up there, and $1 from the sale of each of these bags goes to the Booster Club at the high school. And so we've given them to, like, the Key Club to sell at different events, and then they get to keep the proceeds. They sell for $5 each, and I have several of them if anyone wants one. It does support a worthy cause. When we started all this, Recycle Eureka sold water bottles or gave them away as prizes, given numerous of these away. This is the last one. It's not for sale. And at the Creative Arts Center, which I've mentioned, one of my passions, one year for Earth Day, we got these made from recycled material bags and had a free thing where people could come in and they could paint a bag. And so there's all these wonderful options that everyone is available. You know, buying things in bulk. Bring your own container. BYOB. Bring your own bag. Bring your own bottle. Okay, have I yelled enough? Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming here. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but, you know, go out there and sing some more. Thank you.